Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be guiding you through a 40-minute all levels vinyasa flow class. If you've taken classes with me in the studio, this class will feel like home. We are going to be moving through the entire body, working through standing postures, hip openers, seated stretches, the whole 9 yards. You won't need any equipment for this one, and all you have to do is follow along. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I am posting new yoga classes every single week and I don't want you to miss one. We'll get started today lying down on our back. So go ahead and come down. Just extend your legs nice and long. Lay back. Allow your hands to rest down next to your hips, palms flipping up. Close your eyes here and just take a moment to land on your mat. So notice if you're feeling rushed or frantic. Notice if you're feeling a little bit stressed or overwhelmed. And then start to release those thoughts, release those emotions, knowing that for the time that we have together on the mat, you can be fully here and fully present in your body, in your mind, all of it. So to go ahead and tune into your breath. So as you inhale, the belly can fill, the ribs expand, the chest and the collarbones begin to lift. And then as you exhale, let everything fall back down. So find your own rhythm of this breath. Relaxing through your jaw, relaxing across your face. Letting your shoulders get nice and heavy. And then if it feels good, you can start to set an intention for your practice today. And go ahead and repeat that intention back to yourself. Maybe it's a word or a phrase, or something that you'd like to really focus on during practice. And just reminding yourself why you decided to show up on the mat today. Begin to release that and then take a nice deep breath in. Fill up the whole body. Open your mouth, let it go side out. And start to send a little bit of movement through the hands and the feet. You can take a big stretch up, reaching your arms up overhead. And then pulling your knees into your chest, wrapping your hands around your shins and just rocking side to side. Can take little circles with your knees. Make sure that you switch directions. And then find a happy baby. So hands come around your feet. Press your knees nice and wide. Open through your hips. You might even reach one leg long as you keep the other knee bent. And then switch that. Just starting off really stretching through the hips. Come back into your happy baby pose. And then take the hands underneath your knees. Start to rock yourself forward and back. So just gaining a little bit of momentum. We're going to rock all the way up, cross the shins, take the hands forward, and come onto the hands and knees, finding a tabletop. So spread through the fingers nice and wide. Take an inhale, pull your belly down, lift your heart, lift your gaze. As you exhale, round your spine, push the floor away. Inhale, belly down, heart opens, really arching the back. And then as you exhale, rounding through the upper back and your shoulder blades. Go ahead and take one more round. Come back to neutral. And then from here, you're just going to tuck your toes, lift your hips, press all the way back for your first downward facing dog. So maybe your hamstrings are tight today. That's okay. You can pedal them out. Really push your chest back. You can bend one knee, straighten the other, bicycle the legs. Move your hips side to side. Take a nice deep breath in. Big exhale. Let it all go. Come back and just find your nice steady downward facing dog. Start to look forward and take a walk up to the front. Find a flat back. Lengthen. As you exhale, begin to fold over. Root down and rise all the way up. Palms press up overhead. And hands release down to the sides. So standing nice and tall, take an inhale, arms lift, palms press. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, find your flat back. Hands come down, step back and find that plank pose. Keep your core strong. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice full inhales and exhales, really grounding through the fingers and the pads of the fingers and the knuckles, trying to take some pressure out of the wrist. Try to lengthen through the side waist. Take another big inhale. Big exhale. Look forward. Step or float up to the front. Flat back. Exhale to fold. Root down, rise up, press your palms. And hands come down to the sides. Inhale it up, lengthen, look up. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, find your flat back. Hands down, step or float back to chaturanga. Keep your core strong as you lower. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, press it on back, downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears, ground deeply into your palms. Take one more inhale. Big exhale. One more on your own, big cleansing breath. And then look forward, step or float up to the front. Find that flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up, palms press. And hands come down all the way to the sides. Inhale, reach it up and lengthen. Exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, find a flat back. Hands down, step back to your plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra, lift the thighs. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. So remember, you can always skip your vinyasas. You can always pause this video, take a break in a child's pose. This is your practice. Begin to look forward, step or float up to the front, flat back. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, root down, rise up, palms press. And hands come down to the sides. From here, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, take a seat, find your chair pose, Utkatasana. Get heavy in your hips, weights back in the heels, big inhale. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, flat back. Palms down, step or float back to chaturanga. Core stays engaged. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your big toes to touch. And then inhale, the right leg lifts. Step it next to the right hand. Warrior one. So the back heel spins down. Hip bones can square to the front. Reach your arms up. Now you might press your palms, but if that's too intense on your shoulders, keep your hands open. Take an inhale here, stretch long. Exhale, lower the hands down, step back. Take your vinyasa. So meeting back in downward facing dog. Big toes touching again. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Warrior one. Back heel down. Inhale, the arms lift.
So feeling that heart rate start to lift. Inhale here. Exhale, palms to the ground. Step back, lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. At the bottom of your exhale, look forward, step or float up to the front, flat back. And exhale to fold. Root down, sit back, chair pose. Utkatasana, get heavy in your hips. Root down and rise all the way up. Hands release down to the sides. From here, separate your feet about inner hips width. You're going to drop the right hand down at your thigh. Inhale, left arm high. Really reach up through those left fingertips. Take your inhale. And then exhale, tip open to the right side. So find a nice stretch across the left side body. Gazing up toward the ceiling. Root down, rise up, and switch your arms. So this time, right arm stretches high, left hand down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to tip open. So stretching the side ribs, the intercostal muscles, the obliques. Press into your feet, come back up, release both hands to the low back. Fingers point down to the floor, palms are open. Lift your chest, pull your shoulders together. Keep reaching the collarbones up, push your hips forward, and gently tip your gaze back. It does not have to be a super deep back bend. Just spreading the collarbones open. Come back to neutral. Keep your feet where they are, inner hips width. Hands at your hips. Inhale, lift your heart and look up. And then exhale, we're folding. As you fold here, grab hold of your big toes. Soften your knees. We're going to shift the weight into the balls of the feet. Fold even deeper, so crown of the head drops down, elbows wide. Then you can start to straighten your legs. So we want to make sure we're shifting forward first before we straighten the legs. That way we're really getting into the hamstrings, not the knees. Begin to release the grip. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, lower the fingertips to the floor. Step the left foot back. Lower the left knee. Untuck the toes, hips can press forward as you take the hands either at that right knee or reach your arms all the way up and back. So your choice. Stretching through that left hip flexor into the quad. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the left hand, stretch the right arm high. Big breath in. You might tuck your back toes and lift the back knee, up to you. And then from here, take that right hand down to the inside of your foot. You can take the left hand open just slightly. From here, side plank, we're going to step the right foot over onto the outer edge of the left foot. You might lower the left knee, your choice. Either way, breathe here in that side plank for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower the hand. Vinyasa is yours. So take it or leave it. Down dog is where we're meeting. Once you've found your down dog, inhale, the right leg lifts, open through your hip. Just roll around the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Get a nice little stretch there. Come back and find a straight leg. Inhale. Exhale, step that foot to the outside of the right hand. Finding lizard pose. You can keep your back knee lifted or you can lower the back knee down. Maybe you're on your palms, maybe you're coming down onto your forearms. Either way, reach your heart forward. So from that lizard pose, you can even go deeper if you'd like by kind of turning the big toe side of that right foot open, pressing the right thigh away. You can even bend the left knee and catch the foot behind you. These are all just nice options. You don't have to do any of them. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then release that foot if you have it. We'll take the palms down and then tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee. Take the right hand to the outside of the right foot as you walk your right foot toward the center. From here, fingertips are going to come forward for our warrior three. Shift into the right foot. Lift your body up. Oh man, this plant is right in my face. So reach your chest forward. Extend that back foot. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Step back right into warrior 2. So gaze drops over the right fingers. Make sure the right knee is over the ankle and we're pushing the knee open. We're not collapsing it in toward the big toe. So find that strength in your warrior 2. Take an inhale. Exhale, revolve your warrior. Reach back. And then come back into warrior 2. Just start to straighten that front leg. You might step the left foot in if you like a shorter triangle. Either way, reach across the right side. Drop that hand down and extend the left arm high. So opening through the ribs. From here, press through your feet. Come all the way back up. Both feet are going to turn to the long edge of the mat as you take your hands at your hips. Inhale, lift your chest and look up. And then exhale to fold. Lower the hands down, find a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and stay folded. So crown of the head is dropping down. Shoulders move down the back away from the ears. I'm just getting all this nice fresh blood down into the head. And go ahead and find your flat back again. Lengthen through the spine. Take your hands at your hips, press through your feet, come up. Right toes are going to turn forward. Pivot your hips forward as you lower the back knee. Hands together in front of your heart, lengthen through the spine. Hook the left elbow over the right thigh and give it a press. So top palm pushes down into the bottom palm. Option to take it deeper. Back toes tuck under, lift the back knee. Find that strength in the legs as you untwist your torso and reach your arms high. Take a little baby back bend. Inhale here. Exhale, hands find the ground. Vinyasa is yours. So take it or leave it. Meeting back in down dog. From here, go ahead and look forward, step or float up to the front. Find your flat back, lengthen. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, root down, rise up, palms press. And hands come all the way down to the sides. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to find a flat back. And then lower the fingertips, step the right foot back. Drop the right knee, untuck the toes. Hands can come at your front thigh or arms reach all the way up and back. So your choice. Nice deep low lunge. Feels so good. Take an inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down to the inside. Lift the left arm. So gentle little twist. And then lower the left hand to the inside. You can take that right hand wider. Tuck your back toes. Lift the back knee. Side plank is where we're working. So we're putting the weight into the outer edge of the right foot. Stacking left foot over right, lifting the hips and lifting that left arm. Breathe here for 3. You got it. For 2. And 1. Lower the left hand and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts. You can open your hip a little bit. Roll around the knee, hip, and ankle. Come back to a straight leg. And go ahead and step it to the outside of the left hand, working right into lizard pose. You can stay here with the back knee lifted, shifting forward and back, or just go ahead and lower the back knee down, up to you. You might come down to your forearms. Either way, continue to press your heart and your hips forward. And of course, if you want to go deeper, you're going to turn the big toe side of that left foot open, turn your ribs to the left side, and then maybe even bend the right knee and catch that foot behind you. So really just find your breath here. Go ahead and release your foot if you have it. You're going to walk the left foot to the center of the mat, tuck your back toes, lift the back knee, springing onto that left foot, warrior three. So imagining that you're going to stand on your back wall. So right toes are pointing down, foot is flexed for 3, 2, 1 step back, warrior 2. Arms wide. Take an inhale here. Exhale, settle in a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and revolve your warrior. Right hand falls. Left arm stretches back. Come back to find warrior 2. And then straighten that front leg. You might step the right foot in a little bit. Either way, reach over the left side. Drop the hand and extend the right arm. Leaning back just enough so you can feel that opening in the rib cage. Root down through your feet, rise up. With control, both feet are going to turn to the side wall. Take the hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Pull your knuckles down, lift your heart and your chest, and then fold. So as you fold here, we're moving the hands away from the body any amount. So whether it's a few inches or a few feet, doesn't matter. Just enjoy the stretch. Root down slowly with control, rise up. Hands and shoulders release, give it a shake. Left toes are going to turn forward. Pivot your hips to the front as you lower the right knee down. Now hands together in front of your heart. Right elbow hooks over the left thigh. And give it a good press. So turning your ribs to the left, and then back toes can tuck under as you lift the back knee. So finding that nice deep twist. Keep breathing. From here, untwist your torso. Inhale, the arms lift. Take a little baby back bend. And then lower the hands down. Take your vinyasa. Meeting back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Find your way down into a child's pose, Balasana. From here, slowly come back up onto your hands and knees. Take an inhale. Stretch your right arm all the way up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, slide that arm underneath the left. Come down onto your shoulder. You can stay right there, or maybe you move the left hand. You can walk it over to the corner of your mat, or you can lower it across your low back. Make sure you're breathing. And then begin to drop the left hand down next to your face. Press into the palm. Right arm sweeps high. Lower the hand. This time left arm reaches up. Exhale, slide it underneath. Start to move that right hand if you'd like. And just continuing to deepen the twist. And then lower the right hand back to the floor. Press into the palm. Left arm reaches high. Take the hand back down. Take one more round, cat-cow. Come back to neutral. Toes tuck under. Lift the hips, down dog. This time, inhale the right leg high as you shift it forward, landing in your half pigeon pose. So the knee and the shin can come down. Back leg is long. Maybe walk the right foot forward slightly to deepen the stretch. Come up onto the fingers, open your heart. Remember, we want even hips here. So if you have a prop, you might want to put it underneath the right hip just to elevate it slightly so both hips are at the same plane. So inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, lower down. You might come down to your forearms. Maybe you lower your forehead onto the backs of your hands. So whatever feels good here. So really trying to slow your breath down, slow your body down. Finding the release in these deeper stretches. Wherever you are, take one more really full, complete breath. And then we'll slowly start to lift back up. You're going to rock your weight onto the right hip, spin the left leg all the way around, finding a seated twist. If this twist is too deep, you can always straighten the right leg. So either way, left hand is behind you, lift the spine, lift the right arm. Twist to the left, you can either use that arm to hug your knee or hook the elbow across it. Either way, inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, look back over that left shoulder. Slowly untwist. Take your hands off to the right side. Take a little counter twist. Take a bow. Come back up. Take that left leg, spin it behind you. Hands come down. Back toes tuck under, right leg reaches up, and then roll it around. So getting into the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Place it down. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, shift it through half pigeon. So same thing on this side. We want to make sure the right leg is long. We're working into some evenness in the hips. And then inhale, lifting through the chest. And then as you exhale, lower down. Find some release. And notice in this pose where you might be gripping or tensing. Maybe notice in your mind if you're starting to check out. Oftentimes when we come into more difficult postures that are bringing up some things, we just decide to mentally not be present. So notice if that's happening without judgment, and just come back to this moment. Just feel it for what it is, being here with whatever's coming up. Go ahead and take one more really full breath wherever you are. Slowly lift back up. Rock the weight onto the left hip this time. Spin the right leg around. Finding that seated twist. Right hand's behind. Lift the left arm. Take your twist off to the right. You can hug your knee or you can hook that elbow. Either way, inhale to lengthen. And exhale, deepen your twist. Slowly untwist, walk your hands off to the left. Take a little counter twist, take a bow, and come back up. Send the right leg behind you. Hands come down, right toes tuck under, left leg sweeps on up, roll it around, getting rid of any kind of tension, and then come back into your down dog. Take a big breath in, big breath out, and then you can look forward, step, or float the feet through. We're going to come down onto our bottom, extend the legs long, and super simple stretch working right into our bound angle. So feet together, knees apart, thumbs at the balls of the feet to open them. Reach your heart forward, elbows pull back, fold over. Slowly start to lift. Take the feet down to the ground, about hips width apart. Take your hands behind you. Fingers are going to turn to point towards you. Start by just rolling your chest open. If this is deep enough for you, which it is for actually a lot of people, just stay here. All right. If you want to go deeper, lift your hips and tip your gaze back. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let your hips come down. Stretch your legs long. Inhale the arms high. And then exhale, fold for Pachimuttanasana, our seated forward fold. Just sealing everything in. Slowly start to lift. Can take the feet down to the ground and just start to windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Getting rid of any kind of tension, any kind of stiffness. All right, so we're going to spend about 2 minutes in an inversion of your choice. So I'm going to actually take legs up the wall, but you might take a shoulder stand, an assisted shoulder stand with a block, a headstand, or a handstand. If you want to join me in legs up the wall, just find a wall. Come over to it. So your hip is going to come really close to the wall, and then you're just going to extend your legs all the way up and lay your torso down. Your arms can come out to the side. And just find your breath. So whichever inversion you're choosing, focus your attention on your breath. And just giving your heart a little bit of a break, letting any kind of stagnation in the blood just drain out. Oftentimes we spend so much of our day just sitting and standing. We don't even realize what's built up in our feet. If your feet are ever feeling like they're puffy or swollen, legs up the wall is such a great posture to do for that. Take a few more breaths wherever you are. So if you're coming out of a headstand, make sure that you take a child's pose. If you're coming out of a shoulder stand, you can take a fish pose. And we're all eventually going to meet on our back. So if you're coming out of your legs up the wall, just walk your feet down, roll off to your side. And we're all going to come down flat on our back. Begin to draw your knees into your chest. Give them a hug. Send your knees over to the right side. Gaze to the left. You can take the right hand on top of the knees if that feels good, or extend a leg. Up to you. And draw your knees back to center. Let them fall to the left side, gazing to the right. Let your knees come back to center. Give them one last big hug. And then coming all the way down, stretching the arms, stretching the legs, finding Shavasana. Focusing your attention on your breath. So keeping your eyes closed, just begin to deepen your breath. And start to send a little bit of movement back into your body, maybe nodding the head back and forth, opening and closing your jaw, rolling the wrists, stretching up. And then eventually roll off to your side. Start to push yourself up. Find a comfortable, easy seat. And let your hands come together in front of your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Begin to reconnect with the intention that you set at the beginning of class. And just notice it without judgment. Start to thank yourself for choosing to practice today. And thank you so much for sharing your own practice with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for practicing with me at home today. I hope you feel amazing. Let me know in the comments how it went for you and if you prefer longer classes like this one or shorter classes that are under 40 minutes. If you did enjoy this class, go ahead and share it with a friend because practicing with someone is a great way to stay accountable and to keep your practice consistent. I will be back really soon with a brand new yoga class just for you. But until then, have an awesome day and I will see you on the mat soon.